In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to allow students to have extra time on a timed quiz. So if you have a student who has the accommodation of additional time and you want to give a timed quiz, you're going to want to make sure that student has that extra time. So once you're in your course, you can go ahead and navigate to your quizzes tab. And what you're going to have to do is pick a quiz you've already made. So if you haven't made a quiz yet, make one first. So I'm going to do this pages quiz. So I'm going to click on it here. And you can see here that I set a time limit of 20 minutes for this quiz, right? And so if I go into edit, maybe I meant to do 30 minutes, right? So remember, your instructions will include that time limit down here in the settings. So I'm going to update that. Let's say I want it to be 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and save. Okay, so I have a time limit of 30 minutes, but let's say I have a student who needs the accommodations of additional time. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to find this moderate this quiz and go ahead and click that. There you're going to have a list of all your students. You can see my students are my test students are Courtney and Kurt. So let's go ahead and say that Courtney is going to need a little bit of extra time. So I'm just going to select her name. And if it's more than one student, so maybe it's also Kurt, I could select him as well, but we'll just leave Courtney for now. And then you want to change extensions for one selected student. And what you can do here is give her extra time. So it tells you everyone else has 30 minutes and it asks how much Courtney's going to get. So maybe she gets, an extra 15 minutes here. So then I can import that in and I can say that she gets 45 minutes for her quiz. You can also do manually unlock the quiz for the next attempt. So maybe I'm letting people do multiple takes, but I look at it and I see that Courtney missed every question. So I want her to have to come to me before she can retake it, right? I could check that as well. But maybe I just want to do some extra time. Go ahead and click save. And now you can see when I look at my students, everyone else gets that set time. Courtney gets the extra 45 minutes on the attempt. So that's how you would moderate the quiz. You can also change the due date for someone. So when I come back to this edit of my quiz, at the very bottom, right, we have a due date. And let's say Kurt has been absent several times in my class, and so I'm going to give him an extension on his quiz. When I change the, let me go back, show you again. So what you would do is the default is everyone, right? You just add another box. And then when I add Kurt here, you will see everyone up here changes to everyone else. And now down here, I just have Kurt. So everyone else needs to take it by the 12th, right? But maybe because Kurt's been absent, I'm going to give him an extra week. He has until the 19th. You can also change the availability, all that kind of stuff, and then go ahead and click save. So those are some ways you can provide accommodations for students who need them. You can change due dates, you can change the time that they get for the quiz. Let me know if you have questions.